There has to be a point where we say, okay, the fight's over now. Let's focus on the bigger picture. There has to be a level of consciousness. Even Mike Tyson had that consciousness. Anybody ever remember watching Mike fight guys where he would literally, like, before the fight, he would play it up and he'd look him in the face. He had that gold tooth and he just looked like he's from the street, like he might just kill you, like I'm gonna knock your head off. And he would just look at him like, I hate you, I hate your mama, I can't stand you. You keep talking, I'm gonna kill you. And then Mike would go in the ring and he would just in 30 seconds, that guy, wow, wow, wow. Next thing you know, the guy's gone. And Mike would just kind of do this crazy thing when he would bop back and forth and then throw 2 or 3 punches, and this big old guy would just come down like a chimney tree. And it would happen in like 30 or 45 seconds. If you never saw Tyson fight in his prime, you got to go watch a video on it because it was amazing. But then after the fight, did anybody notice this? After the fight, you saw a different Tyson. After the fight, Mike would not, he wouldn't talk crazy about the guy who's laying on the floor fighting for his life, who damn near got his brain knocked out of his ear. Mike would say, he's a really great fighter, and I really have a lot of respect for him. He's an excellent, outstanding competitor, and I'd like to fight him again. Right? Mike would turn into a different guy, and that was the professionalism. That was him saying, "No, I don't need you to die or anything, because that's a little too serious." And then Mike would go up and give the guy a hug and whisper in his ear and say, "You're really good, and I really enjoy fighting you, and I wish you the very best. And well, welcome to you and your family." Like it was different. He would go in a different zone. And to me, what I saw there was Mike understood just what beef is supposed to be. Beef is like a rocket ship, which basically, if you know anything about rocket ships with NASA, you know that a rocket ship is just a controlled explosion. That's all it is. It's an explosion. It's you need the combustion of the engine to create that thrust and that lift, to get that thing to fight against gravity and get to outer space. So you have little explosions inside the engine, but the explosions have to be controlled. If they're not controlled, then the whole rocket blows up, like the Space Shuttle Challenger in 1986. So you have to have, but you can't have no explosion because then the rocket won't go anywhere because there's no combustion. So you need that middle ground. You understand? You need just enough beef, just enough of an explosion to get the rocket off the ground and target it to the direction that you need it to go. But you don't need so much of an explosion that it completely destroys everything. So I think hip hop beef is kind of the same way. I'm going to argue that Kendrick Lamar definitely benefits from this beef with Drake, no question about it. He's gotten all the attention. Snoop Dogg named him the king of the West Coast, and he had all the different people, factions, and artists on the stage, and everybody was excited, and they're rapping this song, and they not like us, and it's a great song. It's a great little anthem, and it's cool. It's beautiful, and I'd listen to it. I'm like, they not like us. They not like us. And I'm like, that's what I've been saying. They not like us. They not like us. So when you talk about liberals, I'm like, they not like us. We talk about Democrats, Republicans, I'm like, they not like us. And I've been telling you from the beginning, my firm belief has always been, for 25 years, I've always said, stop thinking that people are your friends when they're not your friends. Right? Like, stop thinking that people that don't have your interests, your best interests at heart, are going to look out for you, are going to make sure you're good. Nobody, black people don't really have any allies except each other, and we don't even have each other sometimes, which makes it very, very frustrating. If you go through life and you believe the myth, the fairy tale, of integration and equality, then you're gonna spend your whole life getting your butt kicked. That to me, those ideas, I believe, were designed to get us to let our guard down because we want to be all fair and open to everybody. But they're not, they don't behave like that with us. Even one guy, I saw a guy who was from the Latino community who said, they didn't have enough Latinos on stage with Kendrick. And that's not fair. And I said, yeah, maybe it's not fair, but I bet you that y'all wouldn't be trying to bring black people on stage if y'all was trying to do the same thing for your people, right? I see so many cases where y'all are doing stuff and y'all don't invite us to the party. Y'all can move in our neighborhood and we'll love you. We'll invite you to the cookout and give you a big hug. But we come to your neighborhood, we getting death threats. So I don't really. I think that we just have to kind of accept the idea that sometimes the people that you think are your friends really are not your friends. They not like us. They don't get it. They don't understand what we've gone through. They don't connect to 400 years of the most brutal slavery known to man. They do not connect or have empathy for Jim Crow, the war on drugs, all that horrible slavery, rape, castration, lynchings, all the stuff that we got, stolen land to the tune of $14 trillion. Very few Americans outside of the black community understand that. They don't like that's why if I was to do a poll and I said, "How many of you support reparations?" Here's what's going to happen.